Kind of funny to watch, huh?
Hello my friends, good afternoon, welcome back to iNawrocki. It's Jeff. I'm so glad you've decided to come back and join me on another project, or a continuation of the same project. Day 7 of everything out here consisted of stripping away all the coverings for both pads. They are set, they're good to go. And those are all the blankets. We had a day of rain and they were saturated. I've got them all hung up, they're just about dry. Today, we have all the materials laid out. Day 8 will consist of striking some lines down the corners here. This is the measurement for the 2x4s that are going to be on the bottom here. So pressure treated stuff goes down against this. It's on the bottom. Pressure treated holds up better. We're going to strike chalk lines from this corner straight back, right across. I'm also going to start breaking apart all the forms once all those lines are in. I'll time lapse that stuff. It's pretty boring. It's pretty straightforward. We just unscrew everything, use a hammer, break them out, pull them away, and we'll continue from there. So here's a little bit of what's going on over here. We live fairly far away. So we get one big trailer and we pretty much pick up everything we're gonna need. That is all of this here. That's plating for the roof, rafter material. This is material that's gonna be used for the walls. There's a lot of stuff. So we're not gonna be getting to this for a little while. So what we do is put even stacks and you ratchet strap them all around pretty much into a bunk. And that will keep everything nice and straight. On the ends here, a couple in the middle. That way you don't get any crazy warpage in the interim until we get to those materials. Your marked line blew away. That's awesome. I went, because I got some chalk in it, friggin' blew away. What's the exact measurement?
3.5.
That's funny. Forms are all removed, and if you take a look down here, they look really, really good. That edge is fantastic, very exciting. We'll get going on the walls here. All right, so what we're doing here, this is the pressure treated, that's the plate. Each one of these X's gets a stud. What are we doing on this? 24 on center? 16. I'm doing these 24 on center. I kind of hold them up, and Dad was showing me you need to sight down and see how this arc goes, and it's called the crown. So you can see that one, the high spot is up on this side, so we'll put an X or a scribble on that, and we just want to make sure they all go the same direction, all the crowns. Warping, for example, this board, you can actually see how this one's got quite a bit of warp going on. That doesn't really matter as much. It's the crown. Make sure it goes the same direction. So once we lay these out, we'll fasten them, stand the wall up, and brace it. So these are the components for framing in the window, called the cripples, which is why they're marked with C's. Little tip Dad was giving me was to have this kind of on an angle, just because if it's perfectly straight, these nails will stick through, and it's just a good way to get cut up later on. Okay, take 2, here we go. When the title says amateur, I really mean it. I've like never held a nail gun before in my life. The old man has, I haven't.
About time you freaking learned.
It's true. Flush, make sure it's flush, he says. Nails? How do you lock it?
We'll see how long it takes to figure out how to lock the nail gun.
Hold on, I got this.
Kind of funny to watch, huh?
It's messing with me, man. It's something to do with this lever. I think
I should show him now?
he's got a broken nail gun. That's what it is. The hell? Put the nails in first.
Pull back.
Oh, I see.
Pull back. There we go.
I got it. He's gonna make me regret asking for this project is what it is. This is the header. It's 2x4s measured to fit inside. That is a layer of OSB that's ripped and sandwiched in there. A couple of nails.
We'll see how many shiners he's got on the other side of the wall when we stand it up.
No, don't say that. There's already cracks. Seal. This is fun looking stuff. Well, I guess we should say, so this is a ramset nailer. Made me jump. There's a ramset nail. It's got a little collar on it. Just goes in the front. And that's pretty much like the bolt action of a rifle. And this is a little 22 shell. That little guy. That's really cool. I like this nail gun. No, it is. I was, you know, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I spent 15 years on a freaking computer playing video games, and it cost me my health and a lot of experiences I could have had and a lot of knowledge. Pretty much trying to make up for it now with this channel, with this project, with the Jeep. Just so many things I should have been doing years ago.
We just have to show Jeff did have some shiners. 1, 2, 3, and there's technically one hiding behind there.
Hey, that's almost doesn't count.
But surprisingly, none across the bottom.
None on the bottom. I got this. I really mean it. So the title, you know, amateur builder doing this. I have never done any of it. I could have, I should have learned. And I just never picked it up. I never came out to do anything, but I've never held a framing nail gun in my life. So I'm just learning this as I go. And anything that I mess up, this guy can fix. So that's why, there he goes. He's fixing it.
This one we just had to beat it. That's why they call it rough framing.
In addition, I just, again, wanted to make notes kind of for myself when I watch this footage later, maybe a little detail for you guys. As far as measurements go, these bottom plates, it was originally pulled from this corner here. So from this outside, pulled back 12 feet for wall 1, right there, and then another 12 feet here. The back wall meets there. So what he had cut here is 12 feet minus 3.5 inches. And that's what this piece is here, and it'll be the same for the next back wall because it starts there and meets the inside of this wall, so 12 feet minus 3.5. Look at that. Like 5 hours and repeat everything I've recorded 6 times over, and it's a thing. It's just about up. And the only thing left is the header for the garage door. These are the 2x12s, and these are gonna get sandwiched, and we're gonna put them up and build them in place on the jack, on that little notch. It's so windy. This is the wafer board. We're gonna use this to sandwich. They are 12 inches by 8 feet. These are the 2 little jack studs, and that's a ledge for this to sit on. And this is just a 2x4 tacked onto the back with screws. And that's just to give us something to push this against to make it flush. What are you doing? Here, this is construction adhesive. Dad's little touch. That's great. Last part for the walls today. The whole thing is all fastened together, but with the way the studs go, it can all still roll this way. So this cross member here will allow us to tack at an angle into each of these studs, which will make that rigid. Cool. And that is it for today. And we're just about done. The sun has set. It's quite a lovely sunset. Got a little chilly, but here we are for the day. The walls are up. And you know, if Dad were a little younger and I were a little more experienced, I know we could have done a whole lot more in a day, but I'm really happy with it. To me, this is the dream realized. It's happening. Actually walking around inside walls is kind of surreal. So I'm very excited. It's turning out really, really well. All the framing is something that I can take pride in. It royally beat me up. I've never done it before, but it worked out really well. Everything's really level. When we put the level on all the corners to brace it up, oh gosh, it's beeping, it's nice and square. I'm really excited. And with that, I bid you goodbye and good evening. Please like if you liked the video, put the thumbs up on there. You're interrupting my outro. Subscribe, that way my videos will pop right up on your recommended videos list as soon as I upload. And I'll see you next time. This feels good. Oh, everything hurts. Everything. Like, I'm young and I work out, like I'm fit, and everything hurts. I have a newfound appreciation for framers. Good night.